Really good fight. I think it was a lot closer than what it was. Commend Conor Benn immensely because he put on an amazing performance.
I don't think people put enough credit on the boxing ability, for me. Doing 10 rounds, doing 12 rounds, I'm well conditioned.
Honestly, probably the first time that I can't even be bothered to give my opinion on the scorecards because I'm just blown away by what Conor Benn did tonight. Respect to Eubank. I mean, he was incredibly tough as well, but I just can't believe the heart and guts. I've never seen a fighter dig in that situation.
The conclusion of the much-anticipated fight between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn has stirred major controversy in the boxing world. Eubank Jr. secured a unanimous decision win, with all judges scoring the bout 116 to 112 in his favor. However, the outcome drew sharp criticism from many boxing insiders, who argued that the scoring did not reflect the fight's competitive nature. Despite the unanimous result, a large number of spectators believed Benn's strong performance warranted a narrower margin, leading to claims that he was unfairly denied a just verdict. The controversy has fueled ongoing debate and renewed demands for transparency and reform in boxing judging practices.
We have a result in the fight of the night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The middleweight contest between these two British middleweights.
112, the winner by unanimous decision, Chris Eubank!
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to swallow, man. It's a hard one to swallow. I mean, obviously, I didn't come into the fight thinking it would be that close. I didn't come into the fight to lose. I didn't come in the fight for anything apart from winning. And obviously, it weren't good enough. So I need to do better.
Following Chris Eubank Jr.'s unanimous decision win, with all judges siding with him, several voices in the boxing community raised concerns over the scoring, suggesting it did not truly capture the close nature of the contest. The match, held at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, carried historical weight, reigniting the fierce rivalry between their fathers Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn, which defined British boxing in the 1990s.
Oh my, how good was it, Johnny? Yesterday you did an appeal down the camera to Chris Eubank Sr. and I know you spoke to him this morning just how good it is that he's in the house. He's here with Chris's son.
Anna, seeing these pictures put a lump in my throat. That's a father and son, not a manager and a fighter, not a promoter and a fighter, a father and son. So regardless of what has gone on between them, Chris understands the importance of being here tonight for his son. And that was our conversation, and that was all just to remind him, that's your son, regardless.
So you're saying you made the difference, Johnny?
No, just reminding him who he was.
Very quickly, psychologically, Conor Benn is watching on of that rival. What's that going to do? How is that going to get inside his head?
For those pictures we saw of Nigel and Conor watching, I am telling you, it's like, uh-oh. It's uh-oh, because now he's got his army.
I mean, the crowd here, when Senior was shown, they went wild.
Is fatal. Fury. The fight was initially scheduled for October 2022, but was delayed after Conor Benn tested positive for clomifene, a banned substance. After a thorough investigation cleared him, the World Boxing Council reinstated him, and the bout was officially rescheduled for April 26, 2025, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. The event drew an impressive crowd of 65,000 spectators, eager to witness the next chapter in the legendary Eubank-Benn rivalry.
That you were able to take his punches. As you said, you hurt him a few times. He's on his way to the hospital, apparently with a broken jaw. So all of the things that people were saying you couldn't do, you did. What do you think was the margin that actually was difficult for you, or maybe swayed it the other way?
I don't think people put enough credit on the boxing ability, for me. Doing 10 rounds, doing 12 rounds, I'm well conditioned, and I can box. I haven't always got to knock out my opponents. Well, evidently I have, but I mean, I can do 12
The
rounds.
showdown between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. has drawn parallels to the historic 2008 clash between Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya. In that iconic fight, Pacquiao, then the WBC lightweight champion, moved up to divisions to challenge de la Hoya, a six-weight world champion. Despite concerns over size, Pacquiao's speed and precision proved too much, leading to a technical knockout before the 9th round. Similarly, Benn, naturally a welterweight, faced off against middleweight Eubank Jr. Despite the size and experience disadvantage, Benn impressed many with his grit, punching power, and resilience.
I will be putting a bag on Conor Benn, and here's why. I believe we've seen this type of fight before. The similarities are unreal. 2008. A 29-year-old Manny Pacquiao faced a 35-year-old Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar de la Hoya was the favorite in that fight against Manny Pacquiao because not only was Oscar de la Hoya an experienced and fantastic fighter, he was just naturally the bigger man, and they thought Manny Pacquiao was insane. Chris Eubank Jr., as the bigger man and skilled fighter, people are seeing him as the favorite. And me too, I am predicting a Chris Eubank Jr. win. But where I'm going to put my money is going to be on Conor Benn, because of the history, the similarities of what we saw in 2008 with Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya. No, Conor Benn is no Manny Pacquiao, but don't get it confused. Chris Eubank Jr. is definitely no Oscar de la Hoya.
British rapper and avid boxing supporter Dizzy Rascal called the Eubank Jr. vs. Benn fight mental, emphasizing the match's high octane drama and emotional stakes. He applauded both men for their toughness and spirit, noting how their efforts honored the epic rivalry between their fathers. Dizzy also pointed to the bout's importance in UK boxing, calling it a classic that fully delivered on its massive build-up and historical legacy.
Wow, the century, innit? Look at this. Mental. Mental. Beautiful.
Only boxing does this?
Oh, I don't know about that. I reckon football does. It's this football stadium, innit? So, yeah.
Well, we're all on the pitch today. Talk us through what you feel about the Benn Eubank fight. Talk us through what you feel about it.
I don't know, man. I love them both, man. Yeah. I don't even want to see anyone lose, man. Watching what Junior's had to go through, like, with the hydration and all that, it's gonna be interesting, man. I just hope he's well. And there's a rematch clause anyway, I heard anyway. So yeah, we'll back
to a controversial split points decision, okay. And then they'll do it again.
All right. That's all right. It sounds like it's already written then, innit? I don't know. Yeah, man. It's good to be here though, man. Good.
It's always great to have you at the boxing. Thank you, Dizzy Rascal.
Promoter Eddie Hearn was deeply emotional following Chris Eubank Jr.'s win over Conor Benn, having been closely involved in organizing the major fight. Hearn appeared visibly moved by the intensity of the action. He praised both fighters for their determination and courage, especially in light of the deep personal ties behind the matchup, which made the event far more than just another contest in the ring.
Emotional, that?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of him, honestly. It's probably the first time that I can't even be bothered to give my opinion on the scorecards, because I'm just blown away by what Conor Benn did tonight. Respect to Eubank. I mean, he was incredibly tough as well, but I just can't believe the heart and guts. I've never seen a fighter dig in that situation with the size of that challenge, literally, and just never stop trying to win. Like, even in the 11th and 12th round when he had nothing else.
For Chris Eubank Jr., the victory was about more than just success in the ring. It represented a personal redemption and moment of validation. Eddie Hearn was struck by the magnitude of the event and acknowledged how deeply significant the fight was to not only the two athletes, but also to their families and the passionate fans who followed every step of the build-up.
Chris Eubank Jr. is very, very dangerous with that right hand, and that right uppercut that he throws is a lethal shot as well. If Conor comes in square with that, it may be his own undoing. So all Eubank's got to do is just hold his ground, let him come, create the space a little bit, and that's probably, he hasn't got to go looking for him.
Again, it's down to levels. I just feel that Eubanks has boxed at a higher level. He's boxed DeGale, he's boxed George Groves, he's boxed Billy Joe Saunders. All right, he's come up short, but he's had that experience. There isn't anybody on Conor Benn's resume that you could even suggest has been anywhere near of that sort of calibre of boxer, and he knows his way around the ring, so providing he's not weight.
Algeria's a good fighter, wasn't he?
Excuse me?
Algeria was a good fighter.
Yeah, I'd probably beat Algeria. Okay. You know, I'm not really.
You're a world champion.
I'm not really buying into that. Sorry, I just think he's quite ordinary in the bigger picture.
He was at the end of his career anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was at the end of his career.
Tensions rose when Johnny Nelson clashed with Eddie Hearn over Hearn's support for Tekis, a platform advocating direct payment to fighters. Nelson strongly opposed the approach, arguing it could cause conflict and disrupt well-established methods of distributing fighter earnings. He stressed that the existing systems serve the sport well and warned that altering them might lead to unintended and potentially harmful consequences.
Staying on the Sun now, mate, did you see that he paid all the undercard fighters from back in 2022 when the first fight was actually cancelled? Do you think that mugged Eddie off a little bit?
Mugged him off, mugged everybody off. Because what Chris did, when he mentioned it in the last press conference, I thought, why is that just slid on the radar? Why does nobody make a big deal of that?
It was a class touch,
That's
man.
a massive touch.
Yeah.
And so all of the promoters, all of them, all of the promoters that are out there, and all of the guys that have got the big bucks, and they're on the top of the card, and the fight that's fallen through. What Chris Bank Jr. did, to me, was commendable. Because I've been one of those fighters that's turned up for a fight and the fight's been off the night before, and you think everybody's on AJ money. Not everybody's on AJ money. 5% of the fighters are on mad money. 95% of them fighters have to subsidise their career with a second job. So Chris doing that, he's basically saying, Eddie, Conor, come on, step up. These guys all with some developed amnesia. They've gotten deaf and they've forgotten, thinking, Anna. And it's up to the press and the public to put them under pressure and say, shame on you. If he can do it, why are you not doing it? If you love our sport so much, if you care for the fight so much, why are you not doing it? So when he did it, I'm like, you know what? That's a proper drop of the mic.
Fraser Clark offered his perspective on the hard-fought battle between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, stating that the outcome was just and the better man prevailed. He praised both boxers for showing tremendous heart and commitment throughout the contest. Clark highlighted how matches of this caliber play a crucial role in elevating British boxing and recognized the mutual respect both fighters earned. His remarks reflected the broader admiration shared by the boxing world for athletes who lay everything on the line in the ring.
He's a seriously dedicated young man. No one can ever take that away from him. And he's tried his very best. So fair play to him. I'm not his biggest fan, he's not my biggest fan, but I do admire what he goes through, and I do admire the approach that he has, because this is a boy who, I said this earlier in the week, this kid, as fighters and people that come from where I come from nothing, and I come from a place that's tough and hard, and I had no other way out, and so do 99% of fighters. This is our way out. We dream of getting to them silk pyjamas. We dream of going to bed in the silk pyjamas and not being able to sleep. This kid was christened in silk pyjamas, and he chose to take them off and get in the ring. And Conor's the exact same. So I have a lot of admiration for both of them from that perspective.
In a touching and unexpected turn of events, Chris Eubank Sr. made a surprise appearance at the much-anticipated showdown between his son and Conor Benn at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. His attendance marked a notable shift in their previously strained relationship, as Eubank Sr. had been openly critical of the fight and had kept his distance from his son's career in recent years.
Congratulations, Senior. Congratulations, Chris. How are you feeling at the moment?
Just shush, man.
Guys, just straight with you. Guys, move that back.
The entrance of Eubank Sr. was met with surprise and enthusiasm from the 65,000 fans in attendance. His presence added an emotional layer to the already dramatic night and hinted at a possible reconciliation with his son. Nigel Benn, Conor's father, and Eubank Sr.'s former rival, welcomed the moment warmly, calling it a family occasion and a tribute to their shared legacy within the sport of boxing.
It was a big surprise for us, but when did you decide that you were going to come here on Fight Night tonight?
Okay, so the better way for me to explain it to you is as follows. You have your superconscious mind, which is your spiritual mind, and you have your surface mind or your ego mind. So what you should know is that the superconscious mind was always coming. Now, the surface mind may not have known, but the superconscious mind always knows. And it always does the right thing, because it's always graceful and it's always forgiving. It's always noble. Need I say more?
When did you tell Junior that you were coming?
Now that's another story. The idea is to keep everyone in suspense, otherwise you kind of give away the show. You have bad actors who give away the show, and you have actors who get Oscars.
After the bout, Chris Eubank Sr. voiced his opinion on Conor Benn's weight decision, stressing that fighting above his natural class may have negatively impacted his performance. He advised Ben to maintain discipline and remain within his ideal weight range for future fights. Eubank Sr. also commented on his own attendance, saying it was a meaningful gesture of support for his son and a chance to witness the intense competition firsthand.
Chris Eubank's here as well. Sir, you turned up to support your son. What a night.
Well, you know, I was always going to be here for my son, irrespective of what you thought. I mean, it's a show. So suspense is part of the game. Now, the performance, championship rounds, standing toe-to-toe, the credit I'm going to give to Conor. I told you he was a superior fighter, but he shouldn't be fighting at 160 or 156. He's a 147 fighter. What couldn't he do around the world? He's been destroyed by the people who are handling him, and they have to be brought to account. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Chris Eubank Jr. has expressed how deeply he values having his father by his side during major fights. Beyond their familial connection, he views Eubank Sr. as a mentor and key advisor whose knowledge and emotional support are essential during high-stakes moments. For Eubank Jr., his father's presence in the corner brings both strategy and strength, making him an integral part of his team.
If he's watching this, what would you say to him?
I'm here. I'm getting ready for the biggest fight of my life. If you want to be next to me, like his father next to him, we can do it together. If not, no hard feelings. I'll get the job done for you, don't worry about it.
Do you love him, your dad?
He's my old man. It doesn't matter if I don't talk to him until the day I die, I'm always gonna love him. He taught me everything.
Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, famous for his fiery demeanor and love of sports, publicly backed Chris Eubank Jr. Before the match against Conor Benn. Ramsay voiced confidence in Eubank Jr.'s abilities, stating, "I think Chris has got this one," citing his experience and strength as the deciding factors. Ramsay was one of several notable public figures in attendance at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium showdown.
Who have you got? Ben Eubank. It's whetting everyone's appetite. How do you see it?
It's a tough one, this one. I mean, two phenomenal athletes at the top of their game, so none of them deserve to lose. And jumping up a weight is hard, but jumping up 2 is even harder. So Chris has got the advantage if it goes past 6. Ben's got to get this done early. Otherwise, it's going to be Chris's. I predict Chris in round 6.
Footballer Declan Rice declared his support for Conor Benn ahead of the fight, pointing to his personal bond with Ben and trainer Tony Sims. Although he acknowledged Eubank Jr.'s formidable skills, Rice's loyalty was firmly with Ben. He also expressed admiration for the courage it takes to step into a boxing ring, especially before a crowd of 60,000, admitting, "I couldn't do that, I'll stick to football."
Coon Cassius, IFL TV, the legendary Declan Rice.
How are you, mate?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, you?
I'm all good, I'm all good.
Good.
Give us a prediction for tonight.
Oh, mate, it's a tough fight. I know Conor, I know Tony, so I'm going to have to go for Conor Benn.
What have you made of the whole build-up of this fight, Deck?
It's been crazy. It's obviously settled down last few weeks, but obviously since the egg situation, thought that was crazy. And then obviously yesterday, the weigh-in stuff, that was nuts. So yeah, I've been really looking forward to coming, to be honest. I've not been to the boxing for ages, so I can't wait.
Last time you come here, wasn't it with Mason Mount?
Yeah, it was AJ against Usyk. The first fight obviously didn't go the right way, so hopefully tonight it does.
Last one, give me some encouragement for Tuesday night, mate.
Yeah, we're confident, mate. First semi-final in, since 2006. It's going to be a big night for the club. We're confident and we're ready.
Free kick chubbies?
Oh, mate. I know the next one I missed, though, that's going to be the problem now. I'm going to get hammered for it. But yeah, they were special moments as well. Hopefully, we'll get another one.
You could score a better goal than that, be serious.
No.
The second goal.
But it was just because it was like back-to-back. It was like, there wasn't 1 or 2 in between that I missed. It was just, mate, to be honest with you, it still feels weird. It's really, really special. And